Greetings everybody. I'm glad that you joined me today on my first video, which is going to be a starter build guide for 3.7 Legion for Path of Exile. In this league where we are seeing a lot of reworks, changes, balancing things, and also new gems, new auras, new supports, stuff like that, which are centered around melee damage and a lot around physical damage. And this is actually what we are going to do. We are going to play melee, pure physical damage builds. And I'm not talking about a specific build or a specific skill. I'm talking about pretty much any pure physical skill that you want to play. So the thing is, budget builds are not always really budget, depending on the league. So if I compare it to last league 3.6 synthesis, these items would be on day 1 of the league would be around 50 to 80 chaos total. If you include a tabula rasa in there, it would be like 95 to 100 chaos. So pretty much 1 exalt in the beginning of the league. Super cheap, and you're going to reach up to 6 million shaped DPS, depending on your skill of choice. So how are you going to use this PoE, this overall, like this general idea or this general concept? Super easy. Just listen closely and look what I'm doing. First of all, you have to decide, do you want better map clear or do you want just raw damage against bosses especially? If you're gonna want to go for raw damage, go for Berserker. If you want to go for map clear, which is what I'm going to do because clearing maps is much more important than just killing bosses, go for Gladiator. Why is Gladiator better in map clearing? Well, it's really fast, just like movement and attack speed, really fast, and you also have the Gratuitous Violence, no idea how to pronounce that, sorry, which grants you the bleeding explosions. Because you're not going to use any Herald explosions since we are playing pure physical. The other things that you have to understand in this build is you have to choose a skill or like a specific category of skills. I have like 3 categories here. First one is channeling skills like Cyclone, Blade Flurry. The second category would be AoE attack skills, which would be Reef or the new Blade Storm or Perforate, which I'm going to choose one of those 3. Reef, Blade Storm, Perforate, one of those, I will see, but you can also put in Cleave or whatever you want to put in there. This build guide works for any skill, any melee physical skill. And the third category are strikes, or formerly known as single target melee attack skills like Double Strike. Which are called strikes now. So depending on what you want to play, you can just choose your item set from the top here, and I said I want to play like Perforate or Blade Storm Gladiator. So I'm going for Gladiator non-channeling, and it already shows me like the items I want to use. You of course have to swap your skills down here. I'm going to showcase Reef because Perfect Blade Storm is not in here yet. And you can already see 2 million damage. This is with the Carcass Jack because of the AoE. If you want to go really cheap, you can just go for a Tabula. You will still be at around 5k life and still like 2 million DPS. You lose a little bit of area radius, but that's not such big of a deal. So yeah, we're using dual wielding swords in this build, and we are making use of the mechanic or of the 0 frenzy charges mechanic using Ant's Might, the Midnight Light, and a pacifism Viridian Jewel. So what all of these items have in common is -1 to maximum frenzy charges. But hey, why do you want to have -3 maximum frenzy charges in total? Because this will set your maximum frenzy charges to 0, which means you are always on no frenzy charges and on maximum frenzy charges at the same time. What in return means for this Arn Smite Midnight Blade, we will always get 50 crit multi and 400 to 500 depending on the roll accuracy rating, because we are always no or at 0 frenzy charges and we are always at maximum. So we are going to utilize this because Arn Smite really cheap in the beginning, 5 to 10 chaos. If you want to have a really good roll one, you have to pay 40 to 50 chaos maybe, but that's not necessary. Pacifism, you can get it from like super dumb, stupid, cheap divination cards. Usually it goes for 1 alchemy after 1 or 2 days, maybe in first aid, maybe 1 chaos, I don't know. But still, you will still be way below 100 chaos for this build. The most like expensive item you're going to use are the Wind Shriek boots. If you can't afford Wind Shriek, you can use Wind Screams, which is the non-upgraded version. And the reason why we're going to use it is because enemies can have 1 additional curse. It also gives you movement speed, some nice Aliras, and a lot of armor. So we're going to use 2 curses. One is Punishment. Punishment is crazy. 35% more melee physical damage on melee hit. It's just 35% more damage. Why not? Why the hell not? And then you're of course going to use Assassin's Mark. Assassin's Mark will grant us power charges if we kill the enemies that are cursed by Assassin's Mark, as well as granting us an extremely high crit chance bonus and crit damage bonus. So damage, OP. If you want to have something like, or something more defensive, you can go for Enfeeble, Temp Chains, something like that. And yeah, you're going to proc it with the Stormbrand, so in the boss fight you just press your Stormbrand. Stormbrand will be attached to the boss for like 5 to 6 seconds. And these curses will be on the boss for longer than that. So pretty much always you just have to press Stormbrand and then you got the curses on the boss. Easy. Another big thing we are going to use is Impale. So Impale did not get buffed. The mechanic is still the same, but we are going to use the new Impale, where are they? Yeah, the new Impale nodes on the tree. And I don't want to go into the deep calculations, but if you, well, okay, I don't have it open right now, but I have it calculated on the carcass check here. If you're going to use the Impale Support gem plus all these Impale nodes on the tree, you will have 185% more damage multiplier against bosses and 115% more damage multiplier against bosses, which is like, I don't know, crazy. So 185% and then 115% multiplier. So just from Impale and Impale Support, you deal more than double damage against bosses. Crazy. Too strong. If you go full physical damage, there's no way around this mechanic if you want to deal maximum damages. Also, there are new like auras, especially Pride Aura, which grants you in boss fights up to 39% more damage, as well as the new support gem or support gems, which will provide you more customization depending on what you're playing. And yeah, there's one problem with this PoB, because PoB doesn't have all the information. Like, nobody has all the information about these support gems yet, but we know the effects on level 2020. So what I did here is I put in all the jewels, or no, not the jewels, the support gems as jewels with their maximum effectiveness. So this one is Rage, you get a lot of flat damage, a lot of attack damage, a lot of attack speed, stuff like that. And yeah, instead of using the skill gems in here, we are just going to put these skill gems into jewel sockets, because we don't have these in PoB yet. Yeah, Same with Impale effect. Impale isn't calculated by the PoE. So I calculated all of them together and put them on the carcass check here. You can see in the middle of the screen, Impale effects 85% more, 15% more. So I did all of this, and I'm going to upload the new version as soon as the new support gems are out, and there shouldn't be any big changes on the total DPS, because I'm pretty damn sure I got the correct maths. Another important thing to note here is I do not have any damage rolls on belt, rings, and the amulet. So if you want to spend more money, you can buy these items with life and resistances, of course, but also with attack speed, crit, and flat physical damage. But you don't need it. You will have enough damage. So this one is 2 million DPS on an 82 radius reef, which is like from the middle of the screen where our character is to the leftmost and to the rightmost monsters on the screen. So 2 million whole screen, way more damage than anybody needs for clearing any maps. You can't run physical reflect. We are not Slayer, so we do not have the cannot take reflected physical damage, but you can run pretty much anything else. No leech is really hard. I don't recommend running no leech, but other than that, super easy, super crazy damage, just smooth gameplay. And yeah, you can just put any skill in there. Just keep in mind which like category you want to use the skill. If you want to use this strike skill, I would actually say you should use claws, because with claws you can use a Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker means instant leech. OP, you get hit once, you strike once, full life. Just like that. And I also have a Claw Gladiator skill tree. Just some claw nodes up here. All these crit and physical nodes down there. Life cluster there. Life attack speed, movement speed in here. Crit accuracy, claw, life. So yeah, just some easy skills or easy skill tree. Easy to understand, easy to pull off. These weapons cost like 2 to 10 cares in the beginning. Nothing special. If you want to spend the money, you can also get a Lore Wreath 6 linked, which is like 4 exalt, maybe 5 exalt in the beginning of the league. But this build also works with just a Tabula Rasa, which costs nothing. You want to use Doom Fist on every build that I'm showcasing here because of the Intimidate. Intimidate is a really nice effect, and you will have an additional slot for an Abyss Jewel. Other than that, just go for life, resistances on belt, amulet, rings. Jewels, you want life, crit multi, attack speed, depending on what you want or what you feel like you need. Probably more attack speed. More attack speed means more fluent gameplay, more fun maybe. Depends on your playstyle. But that's it for me. If you have any further questions, just comment down in the video. If you have any improvements, which sure many people of you will have since it's my first video, just put them into the comments or come to my stream. Play like Jay on Twitch, play_like_Jay, and I hope I will see you there. Good luck in Legion League. I will be playing Perforate or Bladestorm or Reef on my Gladiator with swords, and it's going to be so much fun. I hope you will have fun as well. Have a nice weekend, have a nice day, enjoy your life, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.